Hi, my name's Tom Barman from the band dEUS, and I'm here to make a track-by-track comment on our new album, which is called Following C, which is coming out on the 1st of June 2012, a full 8 months after our last album, which was called Keep You Close. We called the album Following C because I noticed that there was a lot of references to sea and to water and navigating terms in the lyrics. And also I noticed later on that almost every song has a different setting in Europe, lyric-wise. So there was something traveling about it, and also the album was recorded in between tours, basically getting out of the tour bus, going into the studio. Some songs were finished and never made it to Keep You Close because they didn't really fit on that album, but other songs were just completely fresh, and we wanted to be a bit less precious about how we record it. We wanted it to be a bit more spontaneous. And it was very refreshing after the years that we spent in the studio the last 8-9 years, to be working a bit quicker, and so that's how Following C came about. So I shall now go over every song, starting with the first one, which is called Quatre Mains. Quatre Mains came out of, like many of our songs, like many various jams, and at one point we weren't happy with the way it was going, so we just took the best parts out of various songs, and suddenly there was a really great groove going on. This was before I had the lyrics. I didn't have any idea of what I was going to sing about, and it just didn't work out. I couldn't find a melody, and I was kind of like not very inspired. And at one point, I started talking over it in French. And this was something new for me, and very exciting. As Belgians, we have a big French community living in our country. So French is something that is not very foreign to us. A lot of Flemish people do speak French, and so it was something that was bound to happen, one day or another. And so this is our first French song, which is kind of exciting. Of course, it's got that kind of a Gainsbourg kind of parlando over it, which is, of course, a big example. But every time you're going to be talking over a song, that guy's name is going to be dropped. So I don't really mind it. It was just very interesting for me to see how I would, write in French, because I'd never done it. So, hope you like it. Next song is Sirens, song 2. Sirens was a song that was born out of a song on the previous album called Ghost. Originally, it had the same groove. I just wrote this chorus over it. It was actually once going to be a contender for a chorus for the song Ghost, but then we found another one, so we just left this one alone. And then it was just a matter of finishing this song as it is, built around the chorus. And again, it's got something Spanish. This one's got something Spanish about it. I'm talking about Vikings. There's a lot of sea references there. Don't ask me why. It's probably got to do with this thing behind me. We got some Spanish claps in it, which is something I always wanted to do, but you don't want it to become too kitschy. So we got some friends in who were very astute, and they gave us different Spanish rhythms. And we just opted for the most simple one, which is just straightforward. Don't ask me to do it, because I'm getting a nervous breakdown if I try to do that. It's very. You need muscular coordination to do those claps. But anyways, that was the second song on Following C, Sirens. The third one is called Hidden Wounds. And this was a groove that was started also in the Keep You Close days, with a fantastic bass line by Alan. Very mesmerizing, mantra-like, dubby bass line. And, we instantly knew we wanted to do something with that. But it was too groovy and there was something too dancey about it to put it on Keep You Close. So, it's getting its day in court now on Following C. The spoken word part is actually an article I read about the trauma that soldiers go through after war situations, and about the fact that sometimes years later they don't really know what is happening to them, and they become very sick. And there's a word for it, but I forgot the word, but it's post-traumatic something. And I was very touched by that article. And also sometimes when you're in the studio, you just, you're sometimes influenced by very day-to-day things, like a newspaper lying around, or something somebody's saying, or something that happened the night before. And in this case, it was just this article. So we asked permission to this journalist to use the article, and he was so kind to give us the permission. And so basically the spoken word is taken literally from an article called Hidden Wounds, which appeared in The Guardian in 2009, I think, already some time ago. And then I, wrote the chorus at the end. It's kind of epic. And, it's a song that I can't wait to play live, because it's got this beginning which has basically nothing to do with the end music-wise. It's a journey, And I really like that song. The fourth song on the album is called Girls Keep Drinking. It came out of a wild jam, of which especially the guitar riff by Maro was something that we didn't want to lose. It's very catchy, and it's very, you just want to hear it the whole time. And it was also refreshing after Keep You Close, which is meticulously constructed, to be able to go on wild jams and record jams of 12, 13 minutes and then cut them together into a more or less a song format. But it's not necessary to have a big chorus. It's not necessary to have a middle eight. If the song makes you want to dance, then that's fine. And I hope this one is doing it. Where the first song has more a French Paris setting, and the second one is more a Spanish or Viking-like feel. The third one, Hidden Wounds, is about the war. This one is very Antwerp kind of song. It was basically, I was going out there and I was really getting really pissed off about the music that we're playing. It was all 80s, and 80s are fine, but there's great new music too. And I guess it's kind of a not very serious lyric. Also a kind of a protest towards the age of panic that we're living in, and the age of fear, and our lives being controlled by the markets. And I don't even know what markets are, and I just wanted to have this combination of a going out and fun kind of vibe song with a couple of comments on how how modern life can be so completely absurd. And this over a jam, where everybody goes a bit crazy. Klaus is basically throwing a synth through the room, and I hope you hear it, and I hope you like it. The fifth song on Following C is a friend who heard the song say it's got a very old dEUS feel to it. Probably reminds them of Ideal Crash period dEUS because of the intertwining guitars. It's something we done on one of the mini nocturnal jam sessions, where just somebody starts hitting us with a couple of chords, and we just play, and it must have been night, and we must have been feeling pretty introspective. Basically, I just wrote a melody over this sweet little jam, which lasts only two minutes or something. This was also a reason we enjoyed doing this album, because you know we weren't being too concentrated on, you know, these songs have got to be able to be played before 5,000 or 500 people or on festivals. We just went, you know, if it sounds good, if it feels good, let's put it on the record. There's something very direct about it, which I hope comes across. So Nothings is just that's why it's called Nothings. Also, it's just a kind of it has to have, it's got to be the equivalent of, you know, lying next to your beloved one and just, you know, improvising and saying silly things and saying nice things and saying sweet things, and that's why the song is called Nothings.